D&D experience.
That's the sound of us going into the D&D cyberspace.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
That's us going into the cartoon version that we've been sucked into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody's got the DK head mode.
Live, skip, do, we can do.
Okay. All right. When last we left you, Blue Hearts, you had engaged a group of demons at a summoning site that presumably led you out of the Swamp of Mirrors. After activating the summoning site, the rift opened and pulled you all through to another unknown layer of the abyss. Meanwhile, the second half of your group awoke in another shard of the Swamp of Mirrors. You found yourselves surrounded on all sides by a roiling blood lake and towering mushroom forests, uncertain where your path would lead. So, that is where we pick up as your second group stirs to consciousness. You see this endless boiling blood lake before you, the towering mushrooms all around, and the rhythmic sound of massive beasts stomping in the distance. What do you wish to do? I would say at this point, if I recall, Uno and I want to say either Dune or Seven were still unconscious. I forget who rolled really low on that con save.
I think I rolled well, it's in the history, isn't it? I rolled a 21. I don't know if that succeeded.
No, that's pretty good. It was Uno and Dune. Dune rolled pretty bad. So Dune and Uno are still unconscious, but everybody else has sort of like come to consciousness.
Uno
is in the group chat. Is Uno still having a bunch of dreams?
What do you mean? Oh yeah,
the telepathy.
Yeah, Uno's got the little, you know when a Looney Tunes character gets knocked out and they've got little Tweety birds surrounding their head. That is Uno's state currently.
Yay!
Uno's gonna get up and look around and just, Uno, I think we need to be awake for this. And she's, through the telepathy, she's going to send like the sensation of falling. I don't know if that'll help you wake up.
Oh my god.
Are you trying to give Uno a hypnic jerk?
Yes!
Does it work?
Sounds like you're the hypnic jerk.
Yeah, Patrick does have a point.
Damn.
Because telepathy does let you send like feelings and sensations.
Would that work to wake someone from unconsciousness?
I don't know. That's why but it would be something Ida would try.
I would say you're not like fully out. Like it's just taking you a little bit longer to rouse to consciousness than everybody else. So if that is something that gets you up, then by all means.
Okay, in that case, then yes, Uno does like just kind of like her body just sort of twitches, and she just hauls herself off of not quite off of the ground, but she is awake. And she is just that wasn't fun.
No.
Not at all.
I think I'd like to not do that again.
I think I can agree.
I don't. Let's do it again.
This looks dangerous. Eno's looking thoughtfully at the like.
Thank you, Ina.
The blood lake.
Mido just nods and says thank you.
Do you think we'll need like swords?
Oh, I mean, we'll definitely need swords. There's blood. Where there's blood, there's swords, you know? Grandmama always says.
Shall we then? And Ina offers her hand to Uno as if to start dancing.
Uno takes it and like hauls herself the rest of the way off the ground.
Do you want to...
What just happened? Hello.
What did Mido
Mido
say?
asked Goff what happened.
Mido asked Goff what just happened.
I thought you said Falk. I thought you said Falk. What just happened? Sorry. I'm sorry. I just took a bite of food. Give me a second. I usually thought you said Falk. I'm
Goff
sorry.
shoved some good berries into his mouth.
No.
Goff's mouth is full of dirt. He took a hard fall.
No.
You all
Um,
took a pretty rough fall. Like, you actually are pretty messed up looking at your hit point totals.
Yeah.
I think most of that damage happened before we went through the gate.
Yeah.
It did. It did.
Or
because
all of it
you all, a bunch of you slammed into an invisible wall of force at terminal velocity.
Yeah.
You know, normal.
Goff is collecting himself, and he brings himself upright and sits kind of in his like kneeling position, like on his knees position that he kind of does when he's thinking, and he wipes some, pulls some whatever blood, dirt, mud, I don't know, out of his beard, and
Alert.
he looks
Lord.
around, and he's like, well, we're somewhere else. I don't see half of us, but I don't feel like they're dead. So
Yeah, I would say at this point, your Blue Hearts tattoos wouldn't be glowing because
is
they
this
all aroused the
happening?
consciousness before you.
Is this happening simultaneously as the stuff that happened with the other group, or is this happening as the other group goes?
It's happening a little. It's happening. So it is happening somewhat simultaneously, not as not in the same. Like, you didn't all wake up instantly at the same time, because if you recall, there was a moment where
Yeah.
the first group looked through the shard of the mirror and saw all of you unconscious still. But it's a good bet you probably woke up sometime shortly after that. But so you probably are like,
I guess
but they're all awake.
we're
the other
encountering a bit of a. There's probably a word for this, like a continuity complication that the fact that we're having that I'm playing Goff second means what he would do is he would use a sending spell to try and contact one of the blue hearts that is not here.
You could even just
Right.
use the earrings.
But
you already know
I
what's
guess-
going to happen, basically.
I mean,
but we didn't have a conversation with this half of the group when we were in the first part of the group. So how does that?
No,
How
you
do we-
didn't. You would try to. So
Yeah, like how do we explain that? Because Goff's an instinct.
if
Because
you,
Goff,
I will
as a
tell you,
character,
I will
he
tell
would
you
try to
this.
contact
Why
them
don't
immediately.
you try to contact them?
Will the earrings work, or message, or what? So sending, like which?
You could try whatever you want.
I guess Goff just like puts his finger on the earring thing, and he is Ellen, Wraith, anyone?
There's a moment where you hear what feels like static, and then that static eventually bleeds away, and you just hear the wailing of discordant souls.
Well, so much for works anywhere, anytime.
Is it not working? Can you not get in contact with your friends?
Does not seem that way.
hmm.
They're not dead, so I imagine that. Well, I can only hope that they are together and fighting their own way forward. I'm sure we'll come across them one way or another.
Oh,
Refund
there's...
from Walden.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
What?
it's fine. I was just making a stupid comment. Don't ignore me.
Oh,
Well, if they're still alive, I'm sure it'll work out.
We'll find them again, or they'll find us.
can I do a perception check?
Yeah.
I ask as I realize I have not gotten my dice out. I'll say it.
I'd say at this point, Dune is probably rolled over. I think he was the last one. And he's just sort of sitting on the edge of the beach, plucking just detritus out of his fur.
Oh.
He's just like, this is not sanitary.
Oh.
Pulling muck and like shards of bone and stuff.
Suggest you get used to it.
Take a bath later.
I'm rolling a perception check. I am looking.
Okay.
I can't just do like look. I can't. I have to like pick a sentence basically, right? Like, I can't do.
I would say yes.
When we get back, we should do a spa day.
It's
Not now.
Wait, it's a plus 14, right? Perception. Yeah. 26. I want to just see if I see anything living or sentient within eyesight that is
Then eyesight.
that is
Okay.
either looking at us or just moving around or whatever.
Sure. So the general vicinity around you, there are small critters scurrying around the mushroom woodlands. You can't quite make out from this distance what they are. Just small native creatures you might suspect. Towards the boiling lake, you do see the surface of the lake occasionally heave with what looks to be some sort of underwater dweller that is breaching the surface and then going back down.
Well, this is a terrible place.
Yeah, it's really, it's not where I go for a vacation.
No.
Didn't I study the abyss?
You did.
But we confirmed I don't really know anything about particular layers. I don't know about the layers, the swamp of layers.
So you know general principles of the abyss, and you know sort of like the hierarchy of demons within the abyss, I would say.
But I don't know anything about the swamp of mirrors.
No, I would say probably not, as there are thousands upon thousands of layers of the abyss. You would not be able to study every single one.
Okay.
You know probably some of the more important ones that are home to specific demon lords, demon princes, etc.
Right, but that's not this one.
Yeah. You also know this. The longer, I would say, I'll give this one to you for free. You know from your studies that the longer one stays within the abyss, the more subject one becomes to abyssal corruption, which after a certain period of time, after you have been corrupted enough, you will start becoming a fiend.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Do I have an idea of how long that amount of time is? Is it
hours,
days,
it depends
weeks?
on the person. It depends on the person. Mechanically, you probably all remember I was having you do a few rolls in the last few sessions for the other group, and I didn't tell you what they were for.
Yeah.
I was keeping a running tally. Basically, every 30 minutes to an hour, I do a roll that you're in here.
Who's going to need to be
it's a wisdom save based.
Wait, is this in the abyss overall, or specifically
Yes,
this?
in the abyss overall.
Okay.
Oh no, it's wisdom save based?
Yep.
Well,
Oh no, it would be so messed up if I turn into an evil, cool, hot fiend. It would be so terrible.
I'm sorry, Lauren. If you turn into a hot, cool fiend, I'm gonna have to take it away from you or beat the shit out of you. It's not gonna be cool and sexy like you hope. I'm gonna have to beat up Mino again.
Is there a way to undo that?
Yeah, it's greater restorations can reduce the level of corruption. I would say it reduces it by a point each greater restoration, but obviously that's very expensive. So, and I would say also probably your lay on hands will do it. If you want to spend 5 points for your pool, that will remove a level of corruption from a single individual.
Okay.
Goff will stand up and he'll say, we should not linger. We do not have a lot of time. We cannot take it slow. He'll say, as we can probably gather, there is going to be some way or another to progress. Whether it be someplace worse than this, it will be somewhere forward, and that's what we need. The question is, which direction do we move from here? Can I do a survival check to look
You
for
may.
signs of passage, signs of I don't maybe perception's better. I'm trying to see if like a way that looks traversable.
Sure. If anybody
The
has
safest
anything
route.
else they want to do, yeah, we'll do you can do a survival check for that. If anybody else has anything else they want to do as well, let me know.
Yeah, who... People are looking kind of beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be a little bit overkill, but, you know, feeling alright in the spells department, so I think I'm gonna cast a Mass Cure Wounds, just to top us
Oh.
off.
Okay.
How nice.
Damn, how many healers we got? This is great.
A lot, apparently.
Uno
More
isn't a
than-
healer, but she is a support, so...
30 survival. Wow. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Let's resolve healing everyone first, and then
Okay.
we'll do the survival.
Let me just read it and see if I have anything that adds to that, or...
I think it's 5d8 plus or 3d8 plus your
Spell casting?
spellcasting modifier.
I'm just gonna roll it.
There you go. 23.
Hell yeah.
So everybody
gets
gains 23. It's the 6 people, right?
Oh,
so you
wait,
have to
yeah,
choose 6 people.
Okay, so, myself for sure. Mida looks kind of crummy. 7 looks kind of crummy.
I think the person that needs the least is Eno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
You
trying
know-
to not
No,
give
I mean,
healing.
that's basically
I-
the decision I was going to come to. Uno's
You
just
know-
like, sorry, babe.
No,
I
they all look
I
like-
spent so many hours in this D&D game looking at all the people in the party, having to look at, okay, who has the most HP out of who doesn't get the healing. It's just like
That's
a
gonna be
compulsion.
all next campaign for me.
Mhm.
7 drinks a greater healing potion as well.
I decide
13
whether
HP.
you live or
So
die.
how much do we heal?
23. All right. So that survival check. It's a really good survival check. What was the number you rolled on the dice, actually?
16.
Wow. Okay.
It's one of my only really good skills.
No, it's really good. So 30 in survival. What are you looking for specifically? Just like a way to go?
The safest route.
The safest route.
Or the safest, or a passage that looks like it leads to something. I don't know, like signs of a direction to go. I know it's kind of a vague thing to say. But I just an inherent instinct that like, okay, this direction looks like it might be. I don't have commune with nature, despite the fact that I'm literally a nature cleric, so I have to go with this.
I will tell you this. Probably the most dangerous. Safest is not really something that comes into play here in the Abyss. You're going to have different threats based on where you go. There's really nothing that you can see around the lake itself. The lake just looks like a massive lake of boiling blood, and at the far end of it, you see some sort of natural formation that you can't quite make out through the fog. In the distance of the mushroom forests, you do hear the stomping of these gargantuan beasts. They must be gargantuan. The sound that they're giving out as they are crashing around out there is almost at earthquake levels. So, without any, I would say safe is not really a thing here. But if you want to think about what might have the possibility to lead you somewhere, I mean, there's really nowhere else that might have anything except wherever those beasts are. Like this place looks like a wilderness.
Hi, sorry, I just realized that Uno and Mido have the exact same HP values, and I think that's very funny.
Nice.
Nice.
Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Alright.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out.
I do not see an obvious way to go. Unless anyone has ideas.
We could. Dune kind of looks around and he says, "Well, there is There is not much around. There is whatever big rock in distance is, and he points toward the whatever the formation is out in the fog. And he says, and there is forest. We could be wandering in any direction. I see no. I'm gonna have him do a survival check. I don't think he really has survival, but we'll find out. It's not a bad roll. Survival is wisdom based, right?
Yeah.
He actually does not have a high bonus. 17 is still not bad. He says, I do not think there is much here or any tracks to follow, so in any direction as good as any.
Do you think if these mushroom trees formed a circle, it would count as a fairy ring? Or is it like a demon ring since we're in the abyss?
Why don't you move mushroom together and find out? You can see there's like a mischievous twinkle in Dune's eye.
Maybe this is not the best time.
I suggest not.
I feel like this has been like how they hang out.
Yeah.
You said there's a natural formation where?
So there's some sort of rocky formation south at the southern end of the lake. It's obscured slightly by the fog. It looks like it might be some sort of hill or rock formation that is just jutting out of the lake.
How high up is it? Like, how tall is the hill?
How tall is it? It's
yeah, like would
probably,
it give us a good vantage point?
It might. It looks to be like 100 feet tall. It's pretty tall.
Okay.
It rises above the mushroom forest.
That sounds promising. I suggest that perhaps that whatever that is, if it's not alive and deadly, might give us a better vantage point so we can find a direction to go in. So I suggest we go that way.
That sounds good.
I will follow your lead. I do not have much to contribute at this time.
So, just so I'm understanding the layout, this is on the other side of a lake that we're on the opposite side of.
Yeah, let me delete the Three Rivers.
We'd have to walk around the edge.
You'd have to walk around the edge, or go through it if some of you have environmental resist.
It's a lake with creatures. Why the fuck would
it is a lake with creatures, but the boiling aspect of the blood would not affect you. So it's like very similar to the other shard. It's like a big old lake, except this time around there's no
nothing in the middle.
There's nothing in the middle. There's no like village or anything, but there is some sort of rock formation like on the opposite end.
And
that
we're
rises above.
Like at the very north tip, right?
You are at the very north tip. It would probably take you a few minutes to circumnavigate the lake.
As we're starting to walk around the edge of the lake, Goff is just going to say, don't walk too close to the edge. I don't want any of you getting pulled in by something.
Oh.
Okay, I guess. Sure.
All right. So who's taking the lead on this as you're kind of starting to group up and go around the lake?
I guess Goff.
Okay.
Or someone else. I don't want to keep like hogging all the things happening. But
I mean, Goff is
without
like,
Ellen here. Without Ellen here, he's probably the best person to watch out for. Yeah, to see danger or sense.
Yeah, kind of like all the other high perception people in the other party, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Those perception and see if it's worthwhile. I think it's definitely higher than Sissel's.
Huh.
Oh, it's not terrible.
Yeah, what's Dune's perception? +9. Not awful. He has proficiency in it. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, Una has proficiency in perception, but her wisdom itself isn't that high.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just kidding. It's not high at all. She has a -1 to her wisdom modifier.
This is how we built them.
Yeah, it is. I forgot. I was like, huh. For having like Proficiency and perception, a +5 isn't that high. And then I looked over to core stats and I was like, oh, that's why.
Wow. All right, so Goff and Verna leading the way as you're circumnavigating the lake, everyone following close behind. There's sort of a kind of a no man's land between the lake and the forest itself. The actual beginnings of the mushroom forest are probably there's probably like 100-foot gap between the forest and the lake shore. And the beach that you are walking down just crunches underneath your feet. Looking down, you just see that it is this pure, kind of milky white. It looks like thousands and thousands of once living creatures have formed this lake, this beach. How far of a gap are you keeping from the actual edge of the lake?
I mean, I'd say Goff was probably at least a distance of 20 to 30 feet.
Okay, so you're keeping a pretty wide berth.
Yeah, I mean, he saw something move in there, and he is not unfamiliar with the concept of tentacled, aquatic creatures, especially ones that are. Well, I guess he's never seen one in this particular setting, but he would assume if there's something like that in the abyss and this wherever we are, it's worse than what he would see on the material. So
Yeah, we have encountered a kraken before, right?
yes.
Throwing like stuff at us.
Yeah, definitely done that. Yeah, I would say as you are doing that, you do notice occasionally breaching the surface of the blood lake are these kind of slithering looking creatures that almost look like eels. They are probably a good 12 to 15 feet long. They have massive fanged maws. Their whole their backs are rippling with all these red spikes. They occasionally, and the rest of their body is just this slimy kind of blue-black. They occasionally breach the surface and issue this territorial warning and then submerge again.
Wow, that seems eerily bad.
Oh my.
Did you say that in character?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That was
I would have to reply in character if you did.
That one was for me.
You come across a few sections of the beach that have large swaths of what look to be slime or ooze, like red slime or ooze, just sort of splayed across them, bubbling
Ew.
and occasionally moving. You get the sense that these things are alive. In fact, as you're getting within range, you kind of like keep a wide margin around them. They do start kind of slithering toward you a little bit. Not at a very fast pace, but enough that it's sort of unnerving.
Goff just kind of gestures towards those, whatever they are. He says, "Don't go near that."
I don't like that they're coming closer.
Yeah, in fact, as you are getting around them, and you're like continuing to move, you just see like more and more of them are starting to slither out of the lake and just follow you.
But like we're faster, even.
You're faster with them at a walking pace. You are faster than them.
Should we
Okay.
run about this?
I know we're here.
I would assume that everything knows we're here. There is no hiding from demons in the abyss.
Do the mushrooms know we're here?
Probably.
Oh,
They were probably the first to know that we were here.
Yeah, you notice some of the mushroom stalks are kind of swaying in your direction a little bit. Spores falling like snow all around them. Not being occasionally picked up by the wind and blown in your direction.
I'm gonna look
Not enough.
mistrustfully at the mushrooms.
It takes you about 5 or 10 minutes to circumnavigate the lake, get to the southern portion. As you are passing through this thick pea soup-like fog, and getting to the edge of what you presume was what you saw in the distance, you realize little by little, more of it by degrees gets revealed. It starts out, initially you see the same sort of milk white coloration as the rest of the beach. And then as you get closer, you see this, the formation seems to take a form of its own. You see it kind of looks like an elongated set of nostrils with a large horn at the end, 2 vacant eye sockets, a mean set of teeth. What you're realizing you're looking at after a moment is the skull of a gargantuan dragon. The one the size you have never encountered before.
Like way bigger than the precursors.
Way bigger than the precursors. The
Dang.
head. This is the skull, and the skull is about 100 feet tall.
Dang.
Oh my god.
Can we see
You see streaks of like bloody viscera that seems to have bleached off of its skull since ancient times, and then the patterns of it seem to drift toward where the lake is now. And there's a possibility you might know whose blood that lake comes from.
A lot of blood. This is just like the video game Iron Lung.
Ooh, you heard about Iron Lung.
Yeah, I watched Derek play it.
Hell yeah.
This
Very
is just
spooky.
like Kaylin.
This is just like Kaylin.
This is just like
This is
Florida.
Just like Kaylin.
Anyways,
Isn't it more Mogwin's Palace?
It's a bit of both.
I don't like the Blood Lake.
Well,
Don't like it at all.
this is both fascinating and terribly unnerving.
Whoever
I-
made this place has a weird taste in decor.
I think this particular edition was not done deliberately.
Well, I
If it
mean,
was
you
that
know, there's
big,
some.
it must have been very powerful.
Grave sites are seldom chosen.
Must have taken quite some power to bring it down.
What do you think did it?
I hope
Something
we
we
don't
don't
find
want to fight.
Whatever demon now rules this later, maybe?
Well, if I look at it, is it the skull attached to like a rest of a skeleton, or is it just by itself?
Give me a perception check. It's kind of hard to see at this point because you are like really close to it, and so it's almost like looking at a mountainside at this point.
29.
So you notice a few things with that, I would say. It's not connected to anything necessarily, although you do see what look to be a few vertebrae, like large vertebrae sticking out the backside of this mountain range. But the rest of it isn't there anymore. Presumably it's been mined away or taken away as prizes. You also do notice, however, there are a number of massive-looking siege-sized javelins sticking out of this creature's skull.
It's brought down by a group then, maybe.
This is just like Lando.
This is just like original content from
Yes.
our friend Falk.
our friend
Yeah.
Walk.
I was
Wow.
thinking of Lando
Sorry.
when I made this. Now I feel sad.
No,
Oh,
I
Sorry.
didn't even think of Lando when you're fine. I was thinking it because this is
I don't
insane.
go here.
It's
I don't know shit about what
I
I
y'all
don't
are
know what
talking
you're
about.
Elden Ring.
Oh, okay.
Well, it took a lot to bring it down. The question is, can we still take
Whoever.
one last thing from this creature, and at least use it to get a high ground. Is it look like we could stand on it without it breaking?
Yeah, it looks sturdy enough. It's in fact a lot of it, portions of it seem to be covered in a sort of moss or lichen.
Hmm.
Can I get a close look at the lichen?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to give an
Does it look
nature
like
check.
normal lichen? Yeah.
If you want to give a nature check.
If it was.
Is it
still
evil
alive,
lichen?
It would be a lycanthrope.
Oh,
Oh my
oh my
god.
yeah.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
My frenzy meter is going up.
23.
23 on a nature check. It is distinctly not normal lichen.
Uh-oh.
It is moving and shuffling in a way that does seem like it is a larger entity that has been kind of scattered across, distributed across a larger surface area.
You hate that.
So
Hmm.
probably not climbing material.
You could climb it, but it might try to climb you back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Should
It's
not.
not fully covering this thing.
Do we have to climb? Should not someone just fly up and get advantage?
I suppose.
Oh, Dune lost his broom of flying. That's right.
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah.
Can
He
He
anybody
says,
else fly?
no problem, and then he reaches for his back. He's like, oh, big problem.
Do you want to borrow
I-
mine
Well-
for this? I don't
Well, without
notice
Ellen,
things.
oh, go ahead.
I might be able to get a look without anybody casting spells, but we will be joined by a friend for a short while.
Is it a
If
good friend?
you wish.
I think so. Seven's going to pull out the figurine of wondrous power, bronze griffin.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
He has a bronze statuette of a griffin rampant, can become a griffin for up to 6 hours.
Dang.
And he can only
fuck
use
yeah.
it once every 5 days, so he will use it to summon a bronze griffin.
Fuck yeah. Okay. You place the figurine down on the ground, and the figurine itself starts to glow, and as it does so, begins to enlarge, expanding out to probably about 12, 15 feet in length. It expands its massive wingspan, and as the light subsides, you see standing before you a bronze-colored griffin, clacking its beak in your direction.
That is a friend.
Hmm?
Oi, Kivander. That's his name. It's Kivander.
Mhm.
And Seven will pet its head and go ahead and climb on and take a little fly upwards and see what
Okay,
he can see.
sure. So you hop on Commander's back and you take off, keeping close to the edge of the dragon skull as you crest up and over to the top to get a good vantage point. As you reach the top, you find yourself staring out over the mushroom forest. You are probably a good like 15 feet above the canopy line, for
Mhm.
lack of a better term. So you have a very wide view of the surrounding area. If you want to give me a perception check.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it considered daylight?
No.
Okay, good.
In
I'm a
fact,
drow.
as you look up at the sky is just this swirling morass of gray and black. There's not a
Aw.
sun in the sky.
Love a
For me, that's
swirling
kind of
morass.
nice. For me, that's kind of nice because I
Drow.
get disadvantaged when it's too bright outside.
Goth kid.
Golf
So
kid.
yeah, I don't think I have anything that gives me advantage, so I will just roll.
Straight
But
roll.
I do have pretty good perception. That's not bad. Okay. That is a 22.
22. Okay. Staring out across the fungal forest, there aren't any, for lack of a better term, natural structures that catch your eye. There's nothing, at least nothing peeking over the mushroom caps that seems big enough that it'll stand out. As far as a structure goes, there are things that are stomping around out there that are much taller than the mushroom cap canopies. You see in the distance, probably, it's hard to tell because these things are very big. So there's sort of like an element of like you don't know just how big these things are. They could be very far away. They could be close. You're not really sure. These creatures they seem to be bipedal. Almost dinosaur in nature. Large, rippling biceps, a massive maw, spiked back, horns that are jutting out from the side of its face. They are wandering around without seeming purpose. They seem to be just sort of ambling in a random direction. They don't seem to be hunting for anything. They don't seem to be eating. But you're noticing on their backs, surrounded within the nest of spikes on their backs, you see. It's hard to make out at this distance, but there are strange formations, for lack of a better term, on their backs.
And I, like in the mushroom forest, it doesn't really look like it's broken by paths or anything. It's just like
No, you just see these things stomping around, and they're just moving through the mushroom forest. Occasionally, hear the crack of a mushroom tree being felled as they just crash through it heedlessly.
All right, I will fly back down and relay the information about the giant creatures to everybody.
So they're go ahead.
They seem to be giants, bipedal giants. They have spines on their back, and there's something in those, but I couldn't really tell what it was.
Do they seem passive? Or...
They aren't really doing anything. It's hard to say. They looked kind of scary.
Well, I imagine everything here will. Did you see anything else in any other direction?
That's the only thing I could see other than the mushrooms.
Yeah, there are a number of these creatures. They are all in every direction.
Oh, I thought they were like, okay.
No, they are in every direction. And you see, you 7 probably saw from your distance maybe 5 of them just all around.
Well,
they don't seem to be like maintaining any sort of territory. Some, like a couple, were very close to one another. They didn't seem to be attacking one another.
Did you see? Well, could you point in a direction where one wasn't, so we could move around it?
Was it kind of just like they're all just kind of ringing us?
Yeah, they're in every direction, but they are moving. I mean, it's really hard to tell from a distance how fast they're moving, if they are a danger in any sense.
Yeah. They all seem to be all around and also moving, so we could encounter them, even if we try to avoid them.
Okay. Well, if we have no other lead, I suppose we'll just have to walk in their direction. Hope we find something, which does not sit well with me, considering we don't have a lot of time. I'm afraid I don't think there's any creature here I could really speak to. Yeah. I mean, there aren't like beasts and critters here, are there?
There are. They're not. They're not critters that you would know, but they're still defined as beasts, conceivably.
Or one like near us, animal.
Give me a survival check.
27.
27. You catch sight of, I would say, there is this creature that is kind of spherical in shape, kind of gray skin like a bat, large, round black eyes with no white in them, and a series of kind of discoloration, almost like scales on its back. And it's sort of waddling around on like black duck feet.
Wait.
That's my guy.
I don't know what you're picturing, but what I'm picturing looks very stupid.
I'm picturing like a weird looking Kirby.
Yeah, yeah. I'm picturing like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Far-fetched.
Fuck it, man. I'll try cast. I'm gonna use speak with animals.
All right.
Oh my god.
This may not work because if it's not categorized as a beast, then
Beast.
I'm gonna cast that and try to. And once I've done that, I will try to get the attention of whatever the fuck this thing is.
Okay. I'd say that. Why don't you give me an animal handling check for that? Because I'd say it's like you.
You want me to use an animal handling check?
I do.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
28.
Oh,
Fuck
baby.
yes.
Holy
I
shit.
took proficiency in this like a
Animal.
fucking idiot. This is coming to play like what? This is like the fourth time?
Yeah, the second time. So this creature, this strange little rotund creature, kind of looks in your direction curiously, big wide saucer eyes, and then it sort of bounces towards you, like it does little jumps,
Does it
and
make
then
a
just
boing sound?
yeah, it makes like a boom, and
This is
and it hops
excellent.
toward you. I've made this little creature off the top of my dome, y'all.
Oh, I'm so
Good.
excited. We got an abyssal chicken on one side and whatever the fuck this is
I
on
don't
the
even
other.
have a name for this thing. You all can name it as far as I'm concerned.
This is DuckTales, the DuckTales.
Goff will kneel down and he'll say, "You there? What is your name?"
It looks at you for a moment, and then you see it opens its mouth, and the mouth opens like in a complete circle, and you just see
Oh my
teeth ringing the
god.
whole like sharp teeth ringing the whole thing. And to all of you, except so everyone but Goff, you just hear this just terrible screeching sound. I'm not gonna
Great
try to
Serpent
do
of
it.
Ronka.
Yeah, it's kind of like a great servant of rock. Now that
Oh
I'm
my
thinking
god.
about it.
What note is that, Uno? That's
To
pretty high.
Goff, to you,
Starts harmonizing with the creature.
what was your question to the creature?
What's its name?
It tries to respond to you, and instead you start by hearing the one voice, and then you hear another voice, and then another voice, and another voice, and you just hear in a chorus of voices, "We are many."
Oh my god.
I love this thing.
And then that's when you start noticing more of these creatures are kind of hopping out of the underbrush all around,
Oh.
probably like 10 of them, now 20, and they're just staring at you.
Is this
that-
bad? Do we need to go?
Hold on.
Should we? Okay.
Goff just holds his hand out like just hold on a second. So should I call
Should
you
we run
many, or is there a word or a sound that you identify with?
We
Many?
are one with the collective. And Goff, why don't you give me a
Oh.
perception check now that you're closer to this thing?
Okay. 27 again.
27. Those discolored scales on its back, on closer inspection, are not scales. They look to be some sort of fungal growth.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
As
Well,
if the mushroom spores have taken
Goff-
root in this creature.
Goff just kind of just pulls on his beard, like trying to maintain composure. And he's seeing weird shit, so it's like whatever. Right now, it's like whatever. That could change very quickly. Well, I won't take up too much of your time, as you must continue being part of the collective. Would you mind sparing us some information, perhaps where where a lot of fiends or demons move about, or lights, structures, buildings, paths that others take, anything like that?
Who seek the heralds?
Maybe.
Follow the sound of the beast's treads.
Follow the large ones are all around.
They are part of us, yes.
Well, they're in every direction. Is there a particular way?
One is all.
I know that if I ask the question I have, that it's just gonna respond in a cryptic way, so I need to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a particular one?
I think you kind of stumped it.
I'm trying to think of how to talk to something like this.
It's not able to conceive this concept of individuality.
Is
You're
there
getting the
one
sense.
that gives directions?
All give direction.
All on the same level.
All. All lead to the queen.
The queen. Okay. Alright. If we were to go near one of these, the large beasts that tread, shall we encounter danger?
Some wander the forests who are not of the collective.
So we should watch out for those.
They will be part of the collective soon enough, as will you.
Oh.
That is comforting. Thank you. I think probably can try to figure out where to go from here. Thank you.
We will watch you.
I know that you will. I am greatly unsettled and unhappy with that, but I know that there's nothing I can do about that. So carry on with your clapping about, and we will see. I'm sure that we will continue to meet as we move.
This continues watching you. It doesn't move. It doesn't move. It just sort of like as you're starting to move around, it just sort of like follows you and angle. Like all of these creatures are watching you.
Does the party hear Goth like doing a weird screeching sound back at this thing?
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, you can talk in normal language, or you
but-
can do screeching if you want.
Well,
Like,
doesn't it? I thought the spell worked whenever I was actually communing with an animal. I was basically speaking in like an animal's language.
I'm not sure how it works. It just says you have the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. I think we just sort of like flavor texted it to say like you sound like an animal. You're like,
oh, okay,
making animal sounds. I will say that the rest of the party, as all these other creatures appeared, did hear just all of them screeching in unison.
Mm-hmm.
Goff stands up and brushes himself off, and he says, "Well, I don't know what I expected. This is not the best. However, everything here seems to be part of one mind. Some sort of hive, a collective they call themselves. The most information I could get is that they want that if we want to find the queen, he kind of does quote fingers this like lightly. We should follow the beasts that tread. The beast treads.
Big
Some-
ones.
Something along those lines. I gather it is what you saw, Seven. I believe that we might have to get close to these and see what we can learn from them, either by speaking with them or by where they are going. I could not really get more specific information other than that, because, if I'm being honest, speaking with this collective is a Phyllis, it is a nightmare. I don't. I am. It is. It would have been better if I think if someone a little bit more intellectual was in my place, but I am not. So we're going to have to just trust our guts on this one.
I think it's really neat how they all harmonize like that. I'm going to have nightmares about it later, but I
I'm
think it's
very
really
sorry.
neat.
They're all still there, by the way. They're just watching you.
My ears hurt.
I just want to be clear. I don't know if I can toggle this on or off. I'm not
can.
speaking. I'm not speaking in like a voice they can understand when I'm explaining this to everyone.
No.
Okay. I guess where's the nearest thing? The big thing walking around.
I would say Seven. You know
Hello?
closest
Uh-oh.
one.
Is that me or is it...
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. I think it's you or.
Fuck. Well, that's just gonna be like this, I guess. Wow, everybody else is like robot-y to fuck. I actually can't hear anybody else at this point. This might be a problem. Oh no.
It fix itself eventually.
One would hope.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you again. Okay, I think that must have just been a weird internet hiccup. It was very scary.
Scary. Okay.
I guess we'll start going in the direction of that Seven pointed out.
Okay.
Unless.
All right. So as you start proceeding into the forest proper, trekking through these mushroom canopies, keeping adjacent to some rivulets of water that are bleeding off from the blood lake, you notice as the further you get from the lake itself, the water appears to change, as does the ground around you. The water transitions from a kind of the blood red at the center of the lake to almost this viscous, slimy green. And the surrounding ground turns from that dull white bone to almost like a luminescent blue, like a lot of bioluminescence. And now as you're entering the mushroom forest proper, like it's illuminated on all sides by these bioluminescent mushrooms. They are just glowing purples and bright greens in the dark. The water too is glowing. And these spores are just constantly falling from the tree. In fact, why don't you all give me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh.
Oh, hee ha, hee ha.
I'm quite good at those.
I'm not, but I rolled really good. I rolled a 19.
Oh, so
Damn.
did I.
Let's see. Uh-oh.
Okay, so
That's not good.
let's see, Goff. Let me just write all these down.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Whoa.
So we've got a 19 for Verna, a 15 for Seven, a 31 for Goff, a 14 for Mito. I got to do one for Dune still. Ina's got a 19. Uno has a 18, and let me run Dune's wisdom save. Oof, this isn't that great either. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
Heroes Feast. This affects
You
Goff,
have advantage.
Verna, and Mito,
Oh.
and Goff,
Oh
and
yeah, I
Mito.
don't
Oh
have
no,
it.
Goff, Verna and Mito already have advantage.
Well, I already rolled really well, so I'm just
Good.
remembering that we have Heroes Feast.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in
Yeah,
mind.
but Verna and Mito already get advantage because of their stone.
Well, just in case they're not next to each other and they need to roll a save.
Yep. Okay. So as some of the spores begin to fall, a lot of you just try to cover your mouth, keep from inhaling them. It's difficult. I would say everyone except Goff and Dune feel a little funky. That's all I'll say. Like
I
you're
got the
coming.
mushroom status.
It feels like you're coming down with something.
They're gonna turn into scarecrows. They're turning into little toadstools that just can do nothing except regenerate HP over time. It's a Super Mario RPG joke for your Super
I
Mario
like that.
RPG
That's a
fans
fun.
out
I
there.
love that. Yeah.
We're gonna try to walk forward and walk to the right instead.
Yeah. We got any other mushroom
Any
related status effect
funny
jokes?
Yeah.
That, I mean, I'm all for it. I love them. To be clear, that wasn't me being passive aggressive. I was just asking.
Can we clean these out? Can we? All right.
Do I notice anyone feeling funky, or is it pretty subtle?
So I would say it's not subtle. Like
I mean,
I would
is it
say
like,
I'd say with your passive perception, you're probably noticing like a few of your colleagues, your friends are feeling. I mean, they're looking like a little run down all of a sudden. Like they look like they're having trouble focusing, or are coughing or sneezing a little bit.
wait, I have a
I
question.
have the sniffles.
Yeah.
Does my environmental protection protect me from the spores?
Yes.
Oh, so then why did I make a roll at all?
I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Who else has the environmental thing? Does Mito have it?
I think Verna might.
I don't remember if I don't think Mito has it.
I
don't
think we
Mito...
talked about you getting it, and you decided not to.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought I decided not to. So that's.
I don't know.
But Verna, I think Verna got it. I think we specifically made sure that Verna grabbed it.
Well, then in that case, Verna is fine as well.
I know this is still affecting people that all have advantage. It's more dangerous for everybody else. I'm just remembering things that can help us.
Yeah, this definitely helps because it's been a while and I forgot.
Yeah. How does it look like we have to go through a lot of this forest for a little while?
Yeah, this forest is endless. It just goes on and on.
I really wish I had something that could like keep the spores away. I don't think I do. I mean, I have like that wind wall, but I can't make that move with us. That would not really help. What? I mean, I don't think anti-magic.
Wish I had kept Alder Self.
See if Dune has anything on his staff of power. Not really. Dune unfortunately loaded himself up with combat spells, so he doesn't really have anything for utility. Just like if I'm gonna fight demons.
I don't know if this will help, but I may as well do it. I'm gonna cast. I don't think I can prevent the spores from getting near us, but I can maybe negate their potential side effects.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Aura of Purity.
Ooh, what's that do?
This is one of those. It's a 30-foot radius. Anyone within 30 feet of me cannot become diseased, has resistance to poison damage, Has advantage on saving throws against effects that cause any of the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned.
Okay. I will say from that the final thing will be important. The advantage
Okay.
on saving throws against these various types.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that would probably
So
be really handy.
I would say you probably notice this too late, so it's not going to matter for this particular save. So I'm not
Okay.
going to say like everybody rerolls, but going forward, as long as people are near you, how long does this last?
10 minutes.
Last for 10 minutes.
Up to 10
Okay.
minutes unless my concentration is broken.
Okay. All right. So if it happens again, everyone will have advantage on the roll against it,
Okay.
as long as you're sticking near Goff.
I don't know how well I can possibly roll.
Yeah, it's not gonna like matter for me. I have a +1, so I don't even
Same.
know if I roll a natural 20, it's going to save me.
I mean, advantage is advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it still gives you more of a chance.
It literally doubles everyone's chances of.
Damn, I didn't realize that this was the bad wisdom group.
All of my
That makes
characters
this-
are bad wisdom.
That makes this more fun.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Once again, I'm going to
you.
be playing the role of the chaperone at the field trip, where everyone's being fucked up by wisdom saving effects, and I'm the only one
This
who can
isn't
survive.
I'm
a
picturing,
magical.
Dune was fine too.
That's true, I know.
I'm
But will
picturing
he?
Goff as like that. What you know that one image where the person has his kid that has their kids on a leash in an airport and
Yes,
they're going in
and they're being
opposite
pulled.
directions.
Yes, that's Goff, but it's like 6 different directions.
Yeah.
That's been Goff the whole fucking campaign. Let's be real.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Hey.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
one of the ones who pulls the hardest.
I resemble that.
All right. You continue on through the forest into the direction of the stomping sounds of these great creatures in the distance. When as you're getting closer to them, you hear more of the quake that they are unleashing. The ground seems to thrum from their presence. The surrounding forest crashes around them as they push their way through the mushroom stalks. You also notice that there is you also get this unsettling feeling of not being alone, I would say.
You
Oh,
don't.
of course.
All of you, in fact, get this kind of unsettling sensation of either being followed or being like surrounded.
Do you think we should take out the sword?
Sword.
Is this the collective? Are they all watching us?
Those
they
guys are still
promised?
following you. They've been following you.
Wait, they're still
Like,
following us?
As you left and started proceeding into the mushroom forest, they all followed you. There were like 20 of these little guys.
Oh
just
my
following
god.
You.
Plap, 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 plap.
This
Plap,
is
plap,
like
you
that
just hear boing, boing,
This
boing.
is like the moment when Goff finally got to go back to the forest after being in the city for like a long time, and like a bunch of
Yeah.
little animals started following him.
Yeah.
This is like the nightmare version of that.
The anti-Disney movie.
You hear the sounds of mushroom stalks cracking nearby as forms stumble through them. These forms don't appear to be trying to hide themselves, and they seem to be acting erratically.
Wait, so the mushrooms are moving?
No, creatures within the forest. They're these
Oh.
large, shambling creatures.
They're not the big ones that we're trying to find.
No. You just see
Whoa.
shadows like 12 feet tall, just sort of like wandering through and like smacking into stuff and breaking it.
But they're not walking towards us, they're just kind of going in random directions.
They're going in random directions. Some of them might be coming your direction.
Keep a steady pace. Do not stray.
Okie dokie.
The mushroom forests appear to bend toward you once more, shaking more spores from their caps. I want everyone to give me a perception check.
Oh.
Huh.
What is Ina's perception? Oh.
Very bad. Very bad.
Rolling the big wisdom
11.
wisdom stats tonight, everybody.
Damn, Dune. Dune is so
I
good.
win. I win. I lost the scores, but I won.
All right, so everybody rolls higher than a 10.
Seems that way.
Seems that way. This was not a high check. You watch as crashing out of the fungal forest is this massive creature, probably over 15 feet tall, maybe closer to 20. Almost like a gorilla with large horns. You've encountered such a thing before. This is a fiend.
Ow.
Oh.
But there is, in fact, you encountered one in the company's one of the company vaults, like when you were pursuing the boss.
Oh.
This is a Goristro.
Oh.
But it's stumbling around. It looks wounded, and as you get a closer look at it, it is clawing at its face, and you see that its eyes are, its like eyelids are covered in these massive fungal growths. And it stumbles toward you. From your left, you see another massive form stumble out. This time, some sort of horned demon with sinewy flesh, similar growths of mushrooms just growing out of its back. And from behind, another couple of smaller demons. These ones look like half snake with 6 arms. In fact, you encountered one of these during your time in the Doomed Strand when you were fighting the corrupted company members. Similarly corrupted by the mushrooms. They are grunting and screaming and flailing wildly. They seem to sense your presence and are lurching in your direction.
Oh, they're coming for us?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not good.
How fast?
Pretty fast. In fact,
Ina, dip me.
Okay, Ina grabs Uno, like quickly twirls and dips her, and like Utennis sequence pulls the sword out of her chest.
Oh.
Really?
What?
What?
Seven just watches this like this. Wait, sorry.
This
It's
amazing.
it's like
Hammer
a black
space.
yeah.
And how?
It's like a
what?
black sword with like green.
Oh, is this what I think it is?
Yes, it is. It's like a black sword with like green like vine and leaf detailing around the hilt that like almost look like they bloom into morning glories. Which is, I believe, Uno's favorite flower.
Oh. Okay, and this is what I think it is.
It is what you think it is.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
All right.
so-
So you pull the sword free and ready yourself as these demons start moving in, seemingly erratic. The mushroom trees seem to spring to life and wrench themselves free from the ground and close in as well. I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. This is fine.
It's fine.
This is fine.
Fungal Marilith.
Wow, Mida with the big rolls.
Big numbies.
Yummy.
We won't.
I
We'll
don't-
do like maybe one round tonight.
I don't
and then
even-
We'll...
I don't know how to feel about this. Not the combat. Well, I mean,
What?
I'm very upset about the combat. The combat's very unsettling. I rolled a natural 20 on initiative, but
Oh, Dune.
but
Let me
like
get.
I usually am like the reactive healer guy, so like being first in the
Well,
I
don't
don't
worry. Why is Sissel still on there?
Huh?
It says
what?
Sissel
I don't see
and Esmond.
Sissel.
Oh wait, hold on. What the fuck?
I don't
Let
see.
me.
I only see this group.
What the fuck? Oh, is it because? Yeah, it's because I see both people because I'm DM. Let me
Oh.
delete a few of these. Because I still see like the previous group, the previous combat.
Oh, that's why.
Okay, Dune, Verna, Seven, Uno, Mito. I need to put Goff on here, and I need to put. What did Goff get? A 20?
Yes,
20. And who else am I missing?
Ina got a 21.
Ina's not on
Ina.
there.
21 for Ina. And then I've got to put stuff on for all of these boys. Okay. And then I just need to roll the numbers.
I roll the numbers.
Ooh, I don't pay it a tax.
Spaghetti hyperloop. Sorry.
Fortunately, these are all pretty slow creatures.
I love the fungal insanity demon.tumblr.com.
Yeah, I think fungal insanity was my favorite name of the enemy in this particular combat.
Yeah. That sounds like a deep Chris track.
It literally, yeah.
Okay. Damn, Dune. Holy
Damn,
shit.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we'll do like one round of combat, and then we'll stop for the night because it's already after midnight. Okay. Okay, as these creatures are encircling you, I'd say that Dune is going to look around, see everyone surrounded. He's going to use his bonus action to at will Misty Step up to the top of this mushroom, so he can get a good look at the battlefield. As he does so, he kind of looks across the way and he says, "There's other creatures up on top of mushrooms."
Uh-oh.
Oh.
And
Wait.
he is, because he can
Is it-
see them now, because he's up there.
Is he talking about enemies we can already see on the board?
No, you can't, because they're like up here. Basically.
Oh, they're like so there's
up on-
even more things on top of the mushrooms we can't see.
Yeah, you can't see them because they're
Oh
above you.
Jesus. Okay.
And he is going to cast from his staff of power a 5th level fireball.
Fuck yes.
He's gonna target it right here to hit this mushroom blight and the two. I think he can hit all 3 of these, right? It's 20-foot radius, if I remember. Yeah, it'll hit. He'll be able to hit all 3 of them. His
I love
DC is pretty fucking high, if I remember. DC 25.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I
fucking-
stacked a lot of bullshit.
That's higher than Sissel's. Wow.
He's got a base DC of, I don't know. I'll have to figure this out later.
Wizards.
Wizards, man.
Wizards.
He's got a +2 from Robe of the Archmagi, +2 from Staff of Power,
Dang.
and he has a +2 from something else, but I don't remember.
Gnarly.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, he has a +2 from Arcane Grimoire, so he has like +6 on top of his 19 DC. Okay, so they all need to do. They're not going to be able to save against this. Dreamlight is gonna fails, and the 2 Mariliths are going to fail. They rolled a 23 and a 20. 5th level fireball is, I believe, 10d6 fire damage. Wow, bad roll. 33 points of fire damage to all of them. And I believe that the mushroom blight might be vulnerable to this. No, it's not. Okay. Okay. So that was 33 damage to all of them. And he's just gonna stay up there. Ina, it's your turn.
Okay. Ina will. What is in range for her to get to? The broom has a flying speed of 50 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay. She's gonna hop on her broom and I guess fly to this. This one got hit by the fireball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is a slime river, by the way. If you have to run through it, it's
She's
Slicky.
flying
Gonna be-
on the
yeah.
broom.
Yep, just letting you know.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, she's gonna take her. She only gets one hit.
Oh yeah, because you are. Wait, does your other class give you multi-attack, or do you not only have? Do you only have one attack?
Whispers, I don't think gets.
I don't think it does either, but
Let me look again.
I think only Valor Bards get it.
Shadow. Nope. Yeah,
Nope.
no.
Okay.
No extra.
So one
attacks.
attack.
One attack. What is my plus to hit? Plus 14.
Oh my god.
17 plus 14 is a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, you hit.
Okay. So
So wait, what was the total? 17 plus 14. That's a big number.
30.
30. Yeah. Okay.
One.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ina is going to spend a bardic inspiration on that hit. So first, Holy Avenger damage. Base sword is 2d6
Okay.
plus a lot plus 8. So that's 8 plus 8, 16 slashing.
Okay.
Is this a fiend?
Yes.
Okay, so an extra 2d10. Where's my d10s? There you are. Another 11 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then, since I'm using a bardic inspiration, that is an extra 8d6.
6.
Yeah.
What power is this? This is a College of Whispers
Psychic
thing.
blades, yes.
Holy shit. Psychic Blades. This is for Whispers Bard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, it is 8d6 at 15th. Holy shit, you're basically a rogue. This is bullshit. No.
And
Mel becomes a rogue yet again.
If you do this on your cleric, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
And then I can add. Let's throw in a third level spell.
Sure, why
slot.
not?
Why not throw in a fucking divine smite on top of that? Go for
Yeah.
it. You know, just 3d8 on top of that. Whatever.
But
48,
it's a
5d8.
fiend, so it's 5d8.
Is it? Wait, 2d8.
Wait,
yeah,
you said
3d8,
it's a
48.
fiend.
It is a fiend. So
Yes.
it's 48 regular and then an additional d8 because it's fiend. So another
Yes.
5d8 on top of that. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my
Paladins
God.
just do one hit.
Yeah, but it's
they
a
do
big
it really
hit.
well.
Yeah.
They did like 100 damage in one hit. Whatever. Yeah, you rush across the slime river and rush up to this half snake looking woman. She is clawing the growing mushrooms that are growing out of her neck, and she's trying to like scrape them off. Her eyes are coated in fungus, and she is screaming. She's screaming, help me, and you just rush forward and slash her with your sword. And radiant light erupts from the wound. She's looking pretty hurt.
Oh, they're screaming help.
Yes.
I mean, they're
They are demons, though, so
Yeah.
your mileage may vary.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We
and that's
spent
your
a
turn.
lot of time. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying we spent a long time in this campaign trying to be kind and good to everything.
Don't
But
you
these
just
are
want to go
demons.
apeshit?
But
These
are
are demons.
demons.
Sometimes you just have to be violent.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is no saving.
Yeah. Okay. So that brings
Damn,
us.
just like Mass Effect.
That brings us to Goff.
So these mushrooms.
Yeah.
In the forest.
Yep.
They move pretty actively, right?
They seem to be, yes.
And like they move like pretty quickly for a plant, right?
Not a plant.
Pretty quickly, yeah.
Well, does it count as a plant in D&D terms?
Yes. It does count as a plant.
Do you think I could charm mushrooms?
You may try.
Charm mushroom sound.
Charm mushrooms.
Oh yeah, that is a channel divinity.
That
It's
is a
like
channel divinity.
right now. Are they like trying to like? Are they like kind of like aggressing towards us, like bending
Yes.
towards us,
Yep.
and like?
Yep. And
Seeming like they.
these blights are also plant creatures. These are the mushrooms themselves. I just didn't have an icon for them.
Oh.
These are the mushrooms that have uprooted themselves and are walking toward you, basically.
Oh. So the ones on the map, these purple ones, are not actually.
They could be. I just don't have a token for them. I could put tokens on the map for them if you want them to start attacking people.
Nothing is. Everything's too far away. I'll just wait on that. I have a range to how far I can charm things, so I guess I'll just wait. I don't know. This is what sucks about going early for me. I usually just react to people being hurt.
Well, you can take the initiative this time.
Yeah, I just don't know what I would do. I've already got an aura up. I'm already concentrating on something. And a lot of my stuff is concentration. Have like the item.
Do you wanna let someone else go while you think it out? Because Mito has the same turn initiative as you.
Sure.
Okay. Lauren. What
But
does Mito do? What does Mito do?
kill.
Okay.
I'll probably go to this one. Wait, so what's this aura here? This blue aura again?
That's Aura of Purity. That's you have advantage on a number of different types of saves, I believe.
Yes.
You are immune to disease. You're resistant to poison damage, and you have advantage on saves against blinding, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned.
Am I still in it here? And can I hit this
Yes.
person here?
Yep.
And I'm also close enough to Verna, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. I'm gonna hit it with the sword.
Will it
The
blend?
sword. The S words. Okay, go for it. 32 hits.
Damn.
15 slashing.
My firebolt damage is 40-10 now. Is that it? I forgot.
Correct. It's been 4d10, yeah. And you have 4 attacks now because you're level 20.
Yeah.
God,
And then
God. That means if you action surge, you have 8 attacks?
Yep.
yeah.
And if you
Oh my
use your
God.
avatar song, you have like 16 attacks.
The Mito Shredder.
Will it blend?
Mine
All
was
right.
just like
Oh my
shit.
god!
Holy
the
shit!
double nat 20.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
so that's actually that crit is actually +8 because we're doing max damage. Okay. You got one more attack.
That one
For
does.
that last one, it is going to use a reaction to parry. It puts up, it adds 5 to its AC, and the attack misses. So you rush forward to this thing. It's this like 6-armed woman. Get under her guard and just slice across a weak point. And after you do, she brings one of her many arms with her 6 blades to bear and deflects your last attack.
Damn. Only she wasn't evil.
Yeah, I know.
I
6
know.
hands.
I had a really bad thing. I can't say it.
I know. All right, Tom, you have an idea what you want to do now?
Nothing fun.
These are both of these Marilis are looking pretty hurt at this point. I would say, like, as Mido is fighting this one, it can't see. It's or at least it doesn't look like it can see. It's got like mushrooms kind of like growing over where its eyes are. And it was just kind of flailing helplessly in response to your attacks, and it managed to luckily deflect one of your strikes. What does Goff want to do?
Could do something fucked up, but I really want to use a 7th level spell in this combat. I don't know what to do right now, so I'll just heal everyone.
I think okay. Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
2, 4, 5. I'll just heal everyone except Verna with the massacre wounds.
Cool.
Fuck.
I hate Verna so much.
Yeah, I excluded Verna because I hate her.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
I say that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had to get my dice out of my stupid case. Wait, it's 3d8 plus my wisdom.
Yep. Which I think is like +8 or +9, right?
25 HP
25 HP to every
to everyone except Verna.
except Verna.
Because Verna's in good shape. I mean, so is
25?
yeah. I mean, Dune's also in good shape, but
Dune's
he's
in
a
full health
squishy.
now. Well, technically Dune isn't as squishy as you think. He's got 190 hit points, and his AC is basically a passive 25 because he can always throw a shield up as a reaction.
Well,
Yeah,
Goth
yeah.
doesn't know that. Goth
Dune
assumes
has shield as an at-will spell and Misty Step. He's
Wow.
Goth assumes that Dune is a fragile little boy. So that's the one. He doesn't have the
level
fucking
20.
he's
Level
in the
20
fucking
wizards are
player's
ridiculous.
guide. He's in the fucking player's guide on wizards. So
He's got Sissel for reference, and Sissel is
Yeah,
obviously the
yes,
squishiest person in
exactly.
this campaign.
This can be you next campaign. Wizards are so fucking broken at higher levels.
Well, you also got to choose. You literally got to choose like all these items like for this particular
That's
adventure.
true.
I may not get to choose all those items, but hopefully I'll be that strong if I live that long. So I've healed everyone. That's how many spell points for a 5th level? 7.
I believe.
Yes.
So.
Then I guess that will be it. I moved a little bit so that it's easier for everyone to be in the aura, and I guess I'll just stay here.
Okay. So that's both of you. At count 19,
Oh, boy.
you hear some shambling up above. You don't see it, but Dune seems to see it. as some creatures up there move to the edge of the platform. You don't see, but you hear Dune say, "I don't think so, friend," as he casts counterspell at one of them.
Oh my god.
But unfortunately, he looks on as the other two are also going to cast spells. You say, "I'm afraid I can only do one," and these other two creatures who are up here, I'm going to need. See, that's 60 feet. That's 300 feet. Okay. One of them steps to the edge of the one of them steps to the edge of the mushroom cap, and actually, since it's far enough away, you can kind of see it. It's over here. It steps to
Wait.
the edge.
Can
What?
I see it?
Maybe not you, because this big one is in your way.
Ugh.
Oh,
There's
Probably,
not.
yeah.
I can't see like under the stall, like under the cap.
No, the cap is too big. It's probably blocking
You just don't
your
want me
vision.
to ruin your fun.
oh, Ina probably can't see it either.
Ina could, I'd say. Does Ina have counterspell?
Let me look. It's been so long. She does.
Okay, if you want to counterspell it, give me a roll.
Yes.
Probably
Fuck
a
up,
good thing.
Ina.
What do I add to count the
Your
spells?
your
13
spellcasting
plus-
modifier.
13 plus 5 is 18.
You're so lucky.
Oh.
That was an 18 total. Oh, okay. Yeah, that does stop its spell. And then finally, this one over here, which I'd say 7 does see. He can also try to
Sure.
counterspell.
I will
if he
try
wants.
to counterspell.
Okay. Why don't you give me a roll?
I don't think I'm gonna get it. 'Cause it's just the roll plus like charisma, right?
Yes. Or whatever
Sadly-
your modifier is.
Sadly,
It's
that is
charisma.
just a 12 because I rolled
Ooh.
a 7.
12 does not save. The surrounding area begins to buzz as its insect plague goes off.
Uh-oh.
That's 20 feet radius. Actually, is it a 20-foot radius or 20-foot cube? Let me look. 20-foot radius. So that's going to be here. It's going to hit 7, Uno, Goff, Verna, and Mito. And Ina. The only one it's not going to hit is Dune, because Dune is like 30 feet up on a mushroom. So I need everybody, and I believe, yeah. So that I will put a mark on there in a bit, because that area is going to be difficult terrain for the time being. But I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I think this is a spell, right? I think I get
This is a spell.
advantage because of my robe of the Magi.
Anyone within-
Wow!
Wow, y'all. So far, all saves.
What kind of save? Sorry.
Con.
On.
Oh.
Okay. Holy shit, y'all have saved so far. What did Goff get?
18.
18 fail. Actually, no, 18 succeeds.
Oh.
Wanted to say the
So-
Goth failed. That's
Well,
funny.
no, because I was
That-
thinking of a different save DC. So you all take half damage from this. So you take 11 points of piercing damage. And this area, I'm gonna just let me see if I can actually simulate this with a.
A little bug in an aura.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for a little bug icon.
This is the Adventure Time bee.
Here's a bug. I found a bug. There he is.
Oh
There's a
my
bug.
gosh.
It's got little boxing gloves.
It's a bee drill.
And I will give him a 20-foot radius aura that everybody can see. So that will hit everyone. I think I had it like up here. It's probably closer to here though, so that I could hit everyone. Okay. So that area is difficult terrain right now.
Okay.
That's going to be the fungal servant's turns. The fungal garistro, you see it has it starts charging blindly forward. it's going to use its charge ability.
Oh boy.
Charge in a straight line. It's got a 40-foot movement speed. So, yup, 7.
Does it
slime
not get
is-
slime down?
It's going to take damage from going through the slime, but it is a
Not
huge-sized
difficult
creature,
terrain?
so
Oh, okay.
it's a huge-sized creature, so it's not difficult terrain to it, because it's hitting the bottom of the river. It will take damage, however, from the slime. So it's going to charge straight toward you. Okay, it moves at least 15 feet straight forward, and then it hits with a gore attack. So I got to make a gore attack on you.
Cool. I already
Um,
used my reaction.
That is a 21 to hit. I don't think that hits you.
Yes, it does. I have a 19.
Let's
Man, I
see.
wish I had my shields, but I can't
So
use
from the gore attack, you're going to take 47 points of piercing damage.
it. Okay. I
And
wish I could-
then from the charge, because it succeeded on the attack, you're going to take an extra 33 points of piercing damage.
Sure.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna do really well at that. And -1 to that save. 4.
That is a failure. You are launched 20 feet away and knocked prone. So you end up here. And you are
Got
prone.
shoved into a locker.
That was its gore attack. And with the remaining multi-attack, it had... Actually, no, that's all it could do. Because it used a gore attack. The multi-attack, the gore is not part of the multi-attack. So that's all it's going to do. Yep, that's the Goristro's turn. And as it's like charging towards you, it's just screaming, get it off, and it's like clawing at its eyes. 7, it is your turn now. You're prone on the ground.
7 is prone. And as he's lying prone on the ground, we're in low light, I assume. There's shadows.
Mm-hmm.
You see the shadows that cling to the bottom of all of these mushrooms begin to be drawn towards him. Like they're being
Ooh.
sucked up by some sort of, water going towards a drain. They cover his body, and you hear a whispering begin to, get louder and louder as the shadows cover him completely, to where he's just a black form with a shock of white hair and bright, bright white eyes as he assumes his umbral form.
Oh my god. Okay, what does that do?
I really wish I could have used it before I fucking got absolutely ass blasted, but it gives me resistance to all damage except force and radiant.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Okay.
And I can
And
also move through creatures and objects as if they were
That's
difficult terrain.
crazy. That's so cool. All right, so that's.
I will just get up though. I'll use half my movement to float up, I guess. So I have 15 feet
Are
left.
you? Was that an action to do that? The umbral
It's a
form?
bonus action.
Bonus action. So you still have an action and half your movement.
Okay. He's kind of pissed off. So he's going to point at this Gristro.
Okay.
And he's going to say, he's just going to say, die. And he's going to cast Disintegrate.
Oh my god.
Holy
He's just
shit.
gonna finger gun this guy
What's the DC?
really high. It's a
What is it?
24.
20. I don't think he can make this. Well, he has a +6 to his dex, so if I roll an 18
Wait,
or higher,
Wait.
does he have disadvantage?
I'm going to give it to him because, like I said, I just took a lot of damage and 7 is very upset. So he's going to use Heightened Spell. I'm going to use 3 sorcery points to give him disadvantage.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
fucking petty. It's a good thing you did because I did roll a 24 and then a 21.
Fucked. Am I blowing through sorcery points? Yes, but is it worth
you're
it?
mad.
Also, yes.
Aren't you like level 20?
Yeah, I'll
you
be
can
You
fine.
get
have
those back.
That's like half your sorcery points.
Yeah, it's
You
Alright.
fine.
can get those back.
You get them back in a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. So roll the damage on that. That's
I don't
I
think you
believe
get
it's
all of them back, but you get like 5 back on a
Yeah,
short
believe
you
that's
get
rest.
4 or
10.
5.
But
I
I
believe
also
that's-
have a Bloodwell vial, which means I can get more, so that's
Fuck yeah.
useful.
I believe that's. I want to say. I don't remember the damage on this. It's something plus 40.
Disintegrate?
It's 10 d6
10
plus 40.
d6 plus 40.
Yeah.
Roll the damage. You want to use something that's not roll. Oh wow, that's still really good. Okay, 73 points of force damage.
I'm going to continue to be petty.
Okay.
Good.
I'm using Empowered Spell.
Okay.
Good.
Rerolling the ones.
You can spend reroll a number up to charisma modifier. So yeah, I'll reroll those 2 ones.
Okay. Okay, so that's gonna
Okay.
be
Plus
so
9
that's
to
gonna
that,
be
I think.
82,
I
Yes.
think so. Yes.
82,
Yes.
82 points of force damage. You just blast this Garistro. I'd say, wow, that was a chunk of his HP. I'd say that you just like blast the upper like arm off a little bit, so like part now it's just all exposed sinew and bone where his shoulder meets his arm, like right here. And he just howls in pain. Damn, holy shit. Don't piss off 7. Good God.
And this is difficult terrain, right? So this is like, I
Yes,
can only move half.
Yep. So if you have, I don't know how
only
many
have
feet of moving.
15. Does that round up or down?
It rounds up, I believe. So you have like 7 feet of movement.
I love how 7 just keeps coming up here. I don't think I can move out of it.
No, I don't think you can get out of it right now.
Kind of move. I'm starting to move under this
Okay.
this mushroom, but I can't get there.
All right. That brings us to Uno.
Okay. Real quick, what is this circle out? What is Goff's aura right now?
Aura of Purity gives you immunity to disease, resistance against poison damage, and resistance on saving throws against certain conditions. Most conditions, in fact, I think.
Advantage against saving throws for most conditions, or just advantage against?
Advantage against saving throws against effects that cause any of the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned.
Okay.
As long as you're in it.
You know... I think for the time being, Uno's gonna cover her own ass. So... for some reason, this isn't a concentration spell. But Uno is going to... first off, before the start of the combat, she has her side blade out. And she is going to cast on herself Fire Shield.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you have resistance against cold damage.
I can choose...
Unless are you using the warm shield or the chill shield?
It doesn't really seem like they're... like... adhering to either, like, heat or cold damage, so I'm gonna go with the worm shield.
Okay, so you have the warm shield up that grants you resistance against cold damage, and it makes anybody who attacks you receive 2d8 fire damage.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, if you want to put like a little icon on yourself so you remember and I remember.
Yeah, I am going to, let's see... This looks fiery.
Yeah.
Alright, and
The,
with her...
the weed fire.
Oh yeah, with her boots of flying, Uno's gonna GTFO a little bit.
Okay. I want to see if you are leaving its opportunity range. when you
She's
fly.
gonna like try and get to the top of this mushroom over here.
Okay. As you leave, it has actually have an opportunity range of 10 feet with its fist, so it is going to take a swing at you with one of its fists as you leave its reaction or its
Okay.
opportunity range. It's a 29 to hit.
That hits.
That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage as it just slams its fist into you as you fly by.
All right, but he does take damage from that.
He does. So if you want to roll 2d8. 7 points of fire damage. That's going to be
7.
rounded down to 4 points.
Damn it,
He has
that's-
resistance.
Well,
He has resistance against cold and fire, so it wouldn't have mattered.
yeah, it wouldn't matter.
7.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Okay. And I think kind of since I've already
As you land there, by the way,
Mhm.
on top of that, little guy right next to you. That's the one that Dune counterspelled before.
Just
He was
a
going to
little-
put down a silence bubble and fuck all of you up, but didn't happen.
just a little fella. Okay. I think Una's gonna stay here for now. By the way, completely unrelated, but these fungal Marilis got it going on. Alright, that's the end of my turn.
I know, right?
That's what I was saying earlier. I was saying that.
Speaking of them, it's going to be their turn. And they are just going to flail wildly. They can't really see what they're doing. They seem to be being controlled by these mushroom spores. They are just going to use their multi-attacks. 6 attacks on Ina and 6 attacks on Mido. We will start with Ina. What's your AC? I'm just going to tell you how many hit you. If any.
16.
16 is your AC? Okay. That's 2, 3, 4. 4 of them hit you.
Okay.
14 slashing damage. 12 slashing damage. 11 slashing damage. 15 slashing damage. The total of 53, I think? 52, 53? 5.9. Yeah, 52. 52 points of damage to you. Mido, what is your AC?
Buoy.
Yeah?
It's 23.
Is
It's
it
23.
Did
Yeah.
you say Baba Booey?
Yeah, I did.
Wagga Bogga Boo Boo.
Okay,
Wagga
three-
bogga bob.
3 attacks hit you.
Well, that sucks. Can they not?
I wish they couldn't, but unfortunately, that's 11 slashing, 16 slashing, and 8 slashing for a total of
Do the math.
35 points of damage.
Thank you for doing the math for me.
And that's going to be their turn. That brings us to the Insanity Demon, the Fungal Insanity Demon. Can it even
The FID.
The NF? What?
The FID, Fungal Insanity Demon. It's like the ICP, but for whoever
my
the fuck was
God.
here.
Okay.
Whoop whoop, it says as it makes its way in.
Whoop whoop, it's agonizing, I'm dying!
You watch as it rushes forward through the swamp. It's going to take some damage from going through the swamp. The slime water. Oh, that reminded me. I have to do some damage for the slime water on the Gorishtra as well. So that's yeah. Okay. Let me just do some quick damage rolls for both of them. Okay and okay. And then the Insanity Demon is going to charge through the lake of slime. It's going to circle. I don't think it can get in range of anybody, but we'll see. So it's basically underneath. It's like, I want to say it's like on the shore right here, leaning up against the mushroom stalk. I don't know if it can reach Goff. It's like 10 feet away from him. What's its reach? Claws, it can actually hit you with that because it's 10-foot range. But I think instead, okay.
Does
So
the range
actually,
start from here, or does it start from here?
oh yeah, you're right. It can't hit you with any melee attacks. But instead, it's going to. You see it open its mouth, and it looks like it's trying to say something, but instead its maw is just stuffed full of mushrooms.
Jesus Christ.
Good lord.
Nonetheless, its eyes glow. It is going to cast Mass Suggestion. That is going to affect. Yeah, all of you are out of counter spells. Let's see, 12 up to 12 creatures, so that's going to be everyone. You have advantage on this because it's a charm effect, and you are in Goff's bubble. And if you are immune to charm effects, it won't affect you. So I believe elves or half elves.
I have advantage. I don't have.
Yeah,
you're immune
I
to
also
sleep.
have
You're not
advantage.
immune
Yeah,
to
oh,
Yeah,
charm.
we have
Okay.
advantage.
So you
We
all
are
have
not immune to
advantage.
charm
You all have
again, yeah.
advantage on the charm. In
It's a
addition,
charisma, I
before
assume?
before we do this, let me look at something here. This is actually important. As it comes within range, it has a aura of mind erosion that I need
Oh,
to
boy.
calculate. It's
Great.
30. It's a 30-foot radius, which means it's going to. everybody. So
Wait,
before
what?
Sorry, I'm going out of order here. I
No,
noticed it has.
I mean, your arrow was here, centered here, but the monsters
my
are
bad.
here.
Okay, so
That's why I was
missing.
like, I was saying, I don't
it's
think
hard.
Dune would get it. I don't think.
So it won't affect Dune. It won't affect 7, but it will affect everybody else. Actually, Uno
How
might be
high
high
up
enough
is he?
up that Uno would miss it as well, I would say. So it's going to affect Goth, Verna, Ina, and Mido.
Mhm.
Before it casts its spell, I need a Wisdom save from all of you.
Damn, it's wisdom and not charisma. Fuck
Advantage
this.
on wisdom.
You have advantage on it because of what? Hero's Feast? No,
Yes.
not everybody
Well,
had Hero's
Probably
Feast.
not
Baga
gonna
baga
matter for me.
bobo.
Is this isn't a charm or
This is a
anything,
charm.
is it?
This is no, it's not charm based. This is just a trait it has.
Okay.
So 7.
this is
That's a
straight roll
save.
for me.
7 succeeded. Goth succeeded.
Is Una out of the
Verna-
way of this, or does she need to roll?
Yeah, Rona's out of the way. Ina
little
and Verna
creature.
both failed.
Yes.
Yeah.
As the mind erosion hits you, you have disadvantage for 1 minute on wisdom and charisma checks and on wisdom and charisma saves. You can. So for the next minute, you have disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks and saves, which is why I wanted to do that first, because the mass suggestion is a wisdom saving throw.
So this is a straight roll.
For those
for
who
you two.
failed.
For
Yeah.
you two, it's a straight roll. Well, yes, for you two, it's a straight roll. For everyone else,
Oh.
you have advantage. But I need a wisdom save from everybody. Okay. It's a save from Ina, save from 7, save from Goth.
Are we rolling another one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is for mass suggestion.
One
this is
was
a spell
wisdom
now.
and then one is charisma.
No, this one is wisdom too.
This is wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay, I failed. It was like a,
Okay,
it's like
Verna
a 14
failed.
or something.
goodness.
Mido failed. Dune has advantage. He succeeds. What did
Does Uno get
7
hit?
get? Yes, Uno gets hit.
Okay. I guess I'll roll.
So 7, Mido, and Verna so far. Whoa! With advantage, you do fail. So
Lord.
Uno, Mido, Verna, and 7, you all failed, and you are under the effects of its mass suggestion. It issues 1 condition to you. Help me.
Oh.
I feel like I can interpret that by putting it out of its misery.
No, you can't harm it. That's part of the spell. You cannot harm the person who.
Okay.
And which one was
this
that?
this fungal insanity demon.
Okay.
This one.
Well, shit, I can't hurt it. It needs help.
So mass suggestion. Okay. Okay.
I'm just
each
putting
target
an
must make a
arrow,
wisdom save.
so I
On a failed
remember.
save, it pursues the course of action you describe to the best of its ability. The suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration, so it's 24 hours. If the suggested activity can be completed in a shorter time, the spell ends. Okay, so that's what it is suggested that you do. It wants you to help it, and you see it like trying to claw the like you hear it like psychically in your head as it's saying it, because it can't actually speak. It's got all these mushrooms in its mouth that are growing out of it.
Aw.
Very sad for it, I guess.
Baby.
That's gonna be its turn. Verna, it's your turn.
Ernest Turner.
And
Isn't it just
oh shit!
5?
I forgot you could do that. Oh.
Oh my god.
So that allows you to cure any condition, right?
Oh my god! Verna!
Verna!
You watch as all of the mushrooms just fall out of its mouth, and all of the fungal growths and spore infections just drop off of it, and the corruption seems to be cleansed from this demon. It falls to its knees and looks at you with like these surprisingly grateful eyes for a demon.
Aww.
Aww.
And it like bows its head to you.
Aww.
Verna.
Verna.
Verna MVP.
Yeah, that was a great turn. Holy shit.
Wow.
Wow. Do you have anything else you can do, or is that it? Damn, that was a hell of a turn.
That was a hell of a turn.
Okay. The last turn for the round, and then we'll conclude for the night. The mushroom blights are going to meander in. They have a 30-foot walking speed. I don't think many of them can get that close. I think, okay, so this one can get to Goff. This one can sort of slough its way through the slime to attack Mido. This one can only just get up to here, so it can't attack anybody. And this one also can't get to anybody. So they're going to move up there. This one's going to attack Goff. This one's going to attack Mido. The one against Goff, it's going to be 4 attacks against you, Goff. So you watch as it swings these 2 elongated mushroom stalks at you. A 19 and a 22.
Nope.
Nope and nope. Okay.
Wait, let me double check. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Don't
And
need a
then,
hit.
all right, and then it kicks up with the roots of its feet for a 16 and a 17. So both of those miss you. The mushroom blade against Mido. What's your AC again?
It's 23.
Okay, so it smacks you with 2 of its mushroom stalks for 26 and 25 to hit respectively. 15 points of bludgeoning and 18 points of bludgeoning. And then it's going to try to grab you with its roots. 25 to hit and 15 to hit.
Well, the 25 hits.
Okay, so the 25 hit, on hit, you are now considered grappled, and you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as it grapples you and squeezes.
All right, someone help. We can't. No one can help because we gotta wait till next week.
Gotta wait till next week.
Yep, and that is their turns. So, as this first round of combat concludes, you are being surrounded by these fungal servants and mushroom blights, and you manage to cleanse the fungal corruption from one of these demons that attacked you.
Huh. So that's...
Dang.
And we will conclude there and pick up next week.
Hell yeah.
It's not a disease or poison, right?
You don't know.
Whatever is happening with these guys.
That's
You
true.
don't know. It's just Verna has the ability to cleanse any condition, so.
Mhm. No, I'm asking because Ina also has lay on hands.
We'll find out next week, I guess.
Hell yeah.
All right. So
Stop my record.
that's it.